Jake Shannon made the first steel version of the Mace, a Macebell he called it. And the people that I saw first on YouTube were Rick Brown, Mr. Mace. It was amazing. I took 3 certifications with Leo Savage, Rick Brown, and the idea was to go up in weight, and the other was more flowy and different positions, lighter weight. Yeah, it really got to me that it's a different way of working when it's actual Gada, when the bamboo is doesn't weigh anything and the weight is actually 30 or 40 kilograms. The more I understand about the mace, the more I realize that people who swing maces are just cool people. Boom, and welcome to another video of the Flowing Dutchman. This video is about a topic that has been going on in my mind, because my videos have been going pretty crazy now, and a lot of people have been introduced to my channel and to the things that I do and the work that I put out there more than used to be. So in my mind sometimes I still think like everybody knows how things went and everybody knows everything about the Mace community and all of that, but clearly not everybody knows about it, because some of the comments have been interesting, to say the least. So some people accuse me of learning stuff in India and then selling it on the Western market, just like they did with yoga. And I truly hear the comment, I feel the pain, and I know where it's stemming from. And in no way do I mean to disrupt your idea of where things are, where the heritage lies of these tools. So it's a touchy subject, because there is a lot of pain, and I felt it when I was in India as well. So I know that that it's a sensitive topic, and some things can trigger that. Now in this video I'd like to clear things up a little bit about that, but you're still, able to have your own opinion. So I'm not saying the comments are bullshit. It's just, it's what you're feeling right now in this moment. So please do still comment. So the movement of the mace, I got inspired by a few people, and I wanted to talk about that in this video. But before I do that, I want to move back a little bit, just a little bit more. Just like with Indian clubs, which became a big movement around the 1800s and eventually died after the 1900s, the mace has been on a rise. And Jake Shannon made the first steel version of the mace, a Macebell he called it, about 16, 17 years now ago. I'm not completely sure on the date. Maybe 20 years ago. And when he did that, he basically copied the idea of a Gada, which is, a Gada is what we call in the Mace community, a Gada is usually a bamboo handle with a concrete stone. So it's not the Gada that Hanuman actually holds, it's a training tool that has been used to strengthen wrestlers in the akharas. So when we refer to a Gada, it's actually something like this, a wooden handle and an iron head. A mace is usually made of steel and has a different weight distribution and usually a shorter length as well. That Gada that is found basically in Varanasi, I haven't seen it much else in India, that specific type of Gada. That's where he got the idea of the mace, and eventually on it made a shorter version and called it steel mace, and that version is now part of the international community, that's what I'd like to call it, of the mace. And it's a modern movement that has been, it's been really epic to be part of that movement, because once I stepped into the game at the beginning of 2017, I just got a lot of support from all people that were like enthusiastic about it. There was someone in Italy, someone in the UK, someone in the United States, and it's such a warm and cozy community that is basically originated online. People are just inspiring each other online, not necessarily in one hub. So that got me to a point where I got introduced to it through YouTube. And the people that I saw first on YouTube were Rick Brown, Mr. Mace man, Paul Taraswokowinski, who had been going to India, which was my first actual look of how things looked in India, the akharas. He was, he really wanted to learn, and he went there. And then Leo Savage, who, he opened up the world of flow for people, and those three people were really important for me when I got inspired. You have these people that inspire you, and that you're like, okay, now I'm going to buy this tool. So those people were influential for me at that point, which also gave me a broad look of the tool, because one is more traditional way, swinging like they do in India, which is basically just like this, that, and the idea is to go up in weight, and the other was more flowy and different positions, lighter weight, and more similar to almost a dance and martial arts at the same time. So I already was, I was aware of these different ways of looking at a mace. And what I also noticed is that there wasn't much attention being paid to the origins of that mace. So that got me into my head like, oh, maybe I do want to go to these akharas that I saw in Paul's video one time. What happened is that I was coaching people already, so I immediately bought a mace and started to teach people how to use it and use lunges and things that I got inspired from the internet. And then I started to train with it a little bit more, and realized, there's so much to do with this tool, and it's a really, really important and awesome tool that I want to learn more about. So I found people online, the ones that I told you about already. There was Coach Vaughn, there was Isaac Milan. There was just a tight community where everybody taught each other things that they had learned and they thought up and they had seen somewhere. So at the beginning stages, after my inspiration, I really learned a lot from Anthony at Rock's Fitness Training. He was really influential to me in the first, I think year, where I tried to copy his flows and try to see how he moved, and actually opened up some of the ways behind my back, and like, oh wait, you can actually do this here and there. Then I went to India for the first time, and there I swung the Gada for the first time, which was a lot of fun. But I wasn't there specifically to learn about these akharas, so I just visited a few of them, but my main thing was to travel there, so also see temples and touristic things. So I went to a few akharas, but that's when I first got introduced to the joris, which I did learn over there. And then my little brother, he pushed me and said, you got to go through to where it all happens, and that was the USA. So I booked a trip to the USA, which was amazing. I took 3 certifications with Leo Savage, Rick Brown, and On It. And to me, that was like the best education I could get at that point, and would teach me what I needed to know more. So that was very influential, and became friends with the people that I went to, and had just an amazing trip, seeing the San Francisco, New York, and Austin. It was just, it was a dream. And the main thing was, okay, I'm here with the mace, let's see if we can swing a mace, let's meet up with people who have maces. So I got really into this idea of like, wait, I thought I did this alone here, nobody was here in the Netherlands doing it, and then I came there, and then suddenly there was this group and people knew me, and it was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. That was such a cool moment. So that got me into the certification, and then I learned more from Leo. I got more into his, he started Steel Mace Flow at that time. I took as a level 1 course when I was in the US, and then also went on his mentorship program where we taught a few of the techniques, and from him I learned a lot about how to coach someone, how to dissect movements. So I was on my way to creation already with the Friday flows, where I was just jamming out new movements that were unique to me and sharing that. But in a way, his way of teaching and dissecting things was really clear and really powerful, and he also made an online course which was amazing, and he was so influential for me, and I thought like, oh, this might be something that I want to do. So yeah, that was basically when I started to create that first online course, this 6-week workout program, and then afterwards Leo came over to Amsterdam, and we actually practiced. We actually practiced and gave a Steel Mace Flow certification level 1 in Germany, which was really cool and really powerful. But I already knew I was heading on my own path. I wanted to put out my material, in my mind, a unique approach to the mace. So that's basically when I came back to the US for a workshop tour at that point, and taught 3 workshops in the US. And that is where I realized like, oh, this is something that I want to spend more time with. I want to deepen my understanding of this tool, and I want to deepen, you know, the connection that I have with the people that work with these tools, and at the same time explore how I can grow as an individual and as a business in a completely niche and new internet market, basically. And at the same time I went to India again and started to take my mace with me, because they hadn't seen a steel version of a mace before there, and started to show people like, what else can you do with the mace? And not everybody was as inviting at the beginning with that, because it was very traditional. You know, these old training styles that were used there, they're very protective. Also, I understand why they're protective, because they have been harassed so much. You know, these old Indian arts have been cast away basically by and saying this is bullshit, etc., etc. You cannot do this. So they're very protective of this art, and they want to do it in this way, in a proper way, and you know, that's it. And yeah, I just wanted to learn that, and sometimes I did a little fun swings there, and they were like, yeah, that's probably not how you should do it. So in that case, that really distinguishes that modern movement that we're talking about now from the actual heritage, why I went to India. And the reason why I went to India was not necessarily to learn the techniques of the Gada. I had learned a few of especially Foni Palawan, he taught me a few things of how you actually have to look down, and especially when you go up in weight, which is the main thing they do there. It really got to me that it's a different way of working when it's actual Gada, when the bamboo doesn't weigh anything, and the weight is actually 30 or 40 kilograms. That changes up the technique a lot. So that is what I did learn, and you can see that in the videos as well. The other part that I teach now at the workshops and online programs, that is more connected to the online community, and yeah, my own path and development, and all the inspiration that I got from the people online, who eventually brought me to a point where I was like, hey, I kind of understand the framework, now it's time to fill in all the spider webs and see where this can take me. Yeah, so did I miss anything? Yeah, I wanted to talk now about Paltarosokowinski more specifically, because I recently visited him in Australia and in Perth, and it was amazing. I learned a lot about Indian clubs, the light clubs, from him, and even got inspired by the different direction from Indian clubs, eventually to put that on the mace as well, which is in the Masterclass series, etc. And it blew me away how much knowledge he has, and also how much time he has invested to learn about these tools. How he traveled all the way to India, to Persia, to learn about these awesome tools. And he's been very influential. And also, without him, things in my way of thinking about these swinging arts would have been very different, because it gave me a way to interpret the things that I knew about the mace, and also imply that and connect that to lighter clubs, heavier clubs, two clubs. And in my mind now, even the kettlebell is like, it's all one thing, guys. It's a similar way of working, and if you get the basic foundations of the technique, you can apply things to different tools, and that's what I'm passionate about. So that has gotten me into a big step up with Dutch Flow Academy, and providing more courses for more tools, different ways of viewing it, and really leading people to a place where they can build up from there, which has been really cool. So yeah, that was kind of the beginning stages of where I started to learn and understand the principles of the Mace. I would say that, you know, it is the community that builds these practices, and it's the interaction between different people, the love and the joy that they put out there is what actually has inspired me ever since I started, and is still inspiring me to do what I absolutely love, and in the same way giving me an opportunity to grow in the things that I do. Even talking to the camera is kind of like, yeah, the first time I did that, I didn't like it that much. But you guys are inspiring me to keep doing this and get better at things, and in that way the Mace has been a gateway to my personal development. So I'm truly grateful for all the teachers and all the the whole history of the swinging arts, people keeping it alive, people investing a lot of time to learn more about it, to understand it better. This is so freakishly important, and I'm super grateful, and I want to thank everybody who I might not have mentioned, who has been influential. I wanted to thank everybody who have mentioned. I truly appreciate you, and I'm really grateful to have been given an opportunity to meet some of you throughout this journey of the Mace. And the more I understand about the Mace, the more I realize that people who swing maces are just cool people. So yeah. Okay, a long video, a lot of talking. I hope you enjoyed it. And I wanted to finish with some more information about my basic Mace Flow introduction course that I made for Strong and Fit. It's a introduction course, but it's 6 weeks, 2 workouts every week. And it builds up in progression. So if you go through this course, you'll learn about mobility, you'll learn about the key movements, and about how you position your body and actually accelerate swings and learn how to make it lighter, not heavier. And in that way, if you go through that course, you have the foundational pack of, you know, any course that you want to do or any progression that you want to do on there. So do check it out, strongandfit.com. I'm really proud of this course. So give it a look, go through it, and let me know what you think. If you enjoyed this video, please consider to subscribe, leave likes, all the good stuff, comments, more comments, yeah! And I'll see you in the next video. In 6 weeks, this program will challenge you physically and mentally while teaching you the crucial foundations and exercises for you to become skilled at swinging a mace. You will learn how to transition between these exercises and create flows, sequences of movements. You'll not only build strength and conditioning, you'll also improve your coordination, mobility, and proprioception. My name is Harbert Egberts, founder of Dutch Flow Academy, and this is my Mace Flow introductory course. Join now on strongandfit.com. Boom! Thank you for your attention. It's greatly appreciated. If you like the content, please consider to share, like, and subscribe to my channel. If you want to see similar videos, you can see them over here. If you're interested in learning more from me as a coach, I've got online courses on DutchFlowAcademy.com. Keep flowing, Ram Ram.